You guys know what time of the year it is again. I've made a return. You guys know I can't not play Doki Doki. I'm going to change the volume of my recording real quick. All right, there we go. What's going on, guys? This is PukaTuka here, and as you can see, we're back with more Doki Doki. Did I expect this to come? Oh yeah, definitely. So, without a further ado, let's just get into the game. All right, hit that like button if you enjoy the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and hit that little bell so you know when I'm live or next time I upload a video. Even though I'm never really live on YouTube anymore. Go follow my Twitch, PukaTuka. Alright, anyway, Doki Doki Blue Skies is a Doki Doki Literature Club fan mod that is not affiliated with Team Salvato. Alright, guys? Just make sure. This has nothing to do with the original game. I know I've done this before, and I will continue to do it. Alright? I know I didn't finish the last Doki Doki mod. We don't speak of that. Okay? It was just not... I was not enjoying it, and then I have a new computer now, and I don't want to have to re-download it and then catch all the way back up. It is designated to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the official game. I did a speed run of this yesterday. I was streaming it to my friends, and yeah, it was pretty funny, to be honest. Game files for DDLC are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free at the ddlc.mo or from Steam. Okay, by playing Doki Doki Blue Skies, you agree that you have completed DDLC. Yes, I have. It's on a playlist. It's on this playlist, if you guys are even watching this through the playlist. Go check my channel for the playlist and videos. I have other videos. I do other things than play Doki Doki. Alright, lastly, this mod contains NSFW content, including nudity, which can be turned off in the settings. Okay. Well, okay. This game is an unofficial fan work unaffiliated with Team Salvato. Oh, I'm liking this. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. What? We know that players are disappointed by the exclusion of oh. What? I didn't even know that. Why would I go to extras immediately? Why would I do that? I can play all the music. Oh, that's sick. There's so much music. Gallery. Okay, so alright, settings. Skip Halloween, yes. No. Censor nudity, we have to. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sorry. You guys are prudes. Godspeed, Pilgrim. Alright. Music volume. I'm sorry that I should have done this before the video. I do want to hear the music. I also want it. I just want the volume higher. Alright, there we go. But let's just get into the game. What is our name? Obviously, we're going to go with Puka. That is not my name. There we go, Puka. Alright. What's this? This shouldn't be possible. Why am I here? How am I here? Did you bring me back? I don't see any other explanation. Why? We've already established that there is no happiness here, so why? Huh? I'm trying so hard not to laugh. I haven't had to do any voices in so long. Anyway, huh? Why can't I look at the script? Something's wrong. You didn't do anything, did you? Don't you understand? Are you trying to mess things up even more? How did you... Wait, I know. You've installed a mod, haven't you? That's why everything's been changed. Don't you think it's time to let us all go? No. I'm not ready to move on. What? You want everything to be like how it should have been? But you really care about them, don't you? I wish... Never mind. If you really want to do it, I won't stop you. I've been fighting to take control of this game again, but if you want to play through the mod, then... Well, I'll succumb to the mod's control. So, do you want me to allow the mod's activation? Yes. I want to know what happens if I say no, but yes. I knew it. Puka, or whatever your name actually is, I truly hope that you can find happiness with your choice. Thank you, Monica. Apparently you're not even in this game. I lay in bed, motionless, and staring up at the blank white ceiling. Last night was dreadful. The sound of thunder kept me up for hours. But today's another day, I guess. Let's just hope that it's at least a little bit better. With another sigh, I begrudgingly dragged myself out of bed and groggily begin the monotony of my daily routine. Making my way to the kitchen, I haphazardly rummage through the cupboards looking for something to eat. As you can tell, I still have no clue how to read. But then again, haphazardly is not a word that we use often. So, unfortunately, there's no tasty homemade breakfast waiting for me. Ever since my parents... that's it's not funny. That's sad. I've just been living off with whatever I find in the kitchen. I live with my mom, but she's always taking business trips abroad. So for the most part, it's pretty much just me at home. It's lonely, but I manage. Although I do miss the smell of bacon and eggs in the morning. Breakfast used to be a family thing. Dad would read the newspaper at the kitchen table, while Mom would stand at the stove and fry up her famous sunny side up eggs. But all of that feels like a long forgotten memory. Well, at least breakfast is sorted. A calorie empty. Not exactly the best start to the day, but it'll do. I do my own shopping since Mom's never home, but I usually stick to buying the bare necessities. I don't know the song actually, so I can't sing it. The ease of using pre-made stuff has pretty much sapped me of the urge to cook meals for myself. And with my food quickly finished, I head for the door. Wow, I don't know why I said heed. I tell you, I have no clue how to read. Oh, I didn't read that. I'm already messing up. At the very least, the weather looks much better than yesterday's. Clear skies beat thunderstorms any day of the week. Anyway, I'm still lost in my thoughts when I notice a familiar face. It's Sayori. We have quite a history together. As children, we were basically inseparable. As always exploring, getting up to mischief, driving our parents wild. Typical things that young children do, really. As time went on, especially in recent years, we started slowly drifting apart. In fact, I haven't properly spoken to her in a long time. I cannot hear. Give me a sec. Alright, music, you're getting turned down. I do like it, but I can't hear. So, before I continue on, I have to discuss how yesterday I spent like 5 to 6 hours baking. Alright, basically what I made was, well, they're called ham and cheese rolls. They're basically cinnamon rolls, but you know, it uses ham and cheese, obviously, and they're so good. And they're just so good. And that was my first time ever making them. I made them mostly by myself, but with the help of my grandma because it's her recipe. But yeah, they're sitting in the fridge right now, the leftovers. But I had one this morning, and it was pretty good. But yeah, that's really all I got for that little side conversation. It's a real shame. After all, we've shared a lot of fond memories with each other. I'm surprised to see her up so early, though. A couple of times I've glanced out the classroom window only to see her hurriedly walking along the school. We used to walk to school together, and although she was sometimes a little late to meet me, I never really minded. As we continued to drift apart, however, her lack of punctuality became more frequent, and I decided it'd be better if I walked to school alone. Which meant that although I did get to school on time more often, it was quite lonely. Knowing her, she's probably just gotten more and more lazy with the time. After all, her dedication to sleeping, it seems to be unwavering. Well. Still, I've always enjoyed talking to her. Hey Sayori, I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? She looks a little surprised at my appearance in question. I suppose I can't blame her. Oh, hey Puka. I wasn't expecting to see you. That makes the two of us. You're up early today. She laughs softly, a misplaced looking frown on her face. I've been alright, though. Not a whole lot has changed recently, you know? Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Life has been pretty routine these days. School's kinda meh. Although, I guess it could be worse. She nods as we both resume the walk to school. Although, I can talk to her just fine, there's still an awkward air between us. I guess that's a given, seeing that this is our first proper conversation together in a long time. As we carry on making idle small talk, a sudden thought hits me. Anyway, this might come across as a bit out of the blue, but seeing you here has given me an idea. Oh? Well, it's been a while since we've walked to school together. How about we start doing it again? Would you really want to do that? I'm not very fun to talk to, and I'm always late. I frown. I know it's really strange to hear Sayori say this, given I've always known her to have a bubbly, cheerful personality. Sayori, that's definitely not true. Well, the bit about always being late is true. I've always loved hanging out with you, and I think we'd have a lot of fun again. Besides, I've missed you, and I'll even help you wake up on time if you need me to. Was that a bit too forward? I don't know. I've never been in this sort of situation before. I mean, we are childhood friends after all, right? Really? Yeah, really. I've missed you too, Puka. Well, let's do it then. From now on, we'll walk to school together, okay? Okay. Ah, there it is. The classic Sayori smile I grew up loving. All the memories I have of us together as children feature that smile. No matter where we ventured, parks, playgrounds, forests, that smile would follow. No matter where we ventured, parks, playgrounds, forests, that smile would follow. Sorry guys, I'm in school, so I still have to, focus on that too, but I'm back now. I had to make that little cut. I don't know if I read that line already, but it doesn't matter. That innocent, childlike sense of adventure we used to have, it's painfully clear that that's long gone, but maybe we can still smile together anyway. So, what have you been up to lately? The usual. You mean games, anime, and manga, right? Yep, that pretty much goes without saying. Oh, Puka, you haven't changed. Are you saying that you think I need some change? No one's perfect. There's always room for improvement. Especially in your case, I'm guessing that you're still a part of the Go Home Club? Hey, that cuts a little deep. What do you want me to do? Join the soccer club and trip over everyone? Well, I think a little exercise is good for anyone. I'm very offended if you're trying to call me fat right now. Well, you don't have to join a sports club if you don't want to. Yeah, I was actually thinking of checking out the anime club. Wow, how'd you guess? It does suit my hobbies though, so Puka, you should try branching out a bit more. Okay, Miss Club Expert, if you're gonna criticize all my club choices, what would you suggest? Well, it just so happens that there's this club that I'm in. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm actually the vice president. Wow, I did not expect that. Dang, so you get to take part in all the executive decisions, huh? Kind of. The club kinda only has 4 members at the moment, but it's really fun. We're actually looking for new members right now, so that's why she brought it up. Only 4 members? Sounds like you guys are just starting out then. What club is it anyway? It's the school's very own literature club. I unintentionally let out a sigh. Her face drops. I don't think that was quite the reaction she was hoping for. In my defense, literature has never quite captured my interest, unless you count manga as literature, that is. I knew it. You don't want to join. I understand though, not many people like reading. Hey, who said I didn't like to read? I love reading, if you count, manga. I mutter the last word more to myself than to Sayori. On the plus side, Sayori laughs at my sheepishness. You sound like someone I know from the literature club. She talks about manga all the time. Oh really? I am actually interested in your club though. Sayori smiles, seemingly content that I'm showing initiative. If I'm looking for a club to join, I guess the literature club is as good as a place to start anyway. That's great, you should come by sometime. And by sometime, you're hoping for today, aren't you? The sooner the better. Alright, I'll have to look after school today. Yay, thanks Puka. Although, we should probably hurry up. Don't want to be late now, do we? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Within a few minutes, we've arrived at the school entrance amidst a crowd of chattering students. We wave goodbye as we head off to our separate classes. I have a Sakurai in the morning, so I'm fairly confident that the next hour or so won't be too bad. I don't want Sakurai. Who's Sakurai, you might ask? Only one of the coolest, most down-to-earth teachers we have in the whole school. Being on the young side himself, the experience of high school is much fresher in his mind than in some of the other teachers, especially the older ones. He gives me a smile as I open the door. Oh, that's not okay. I haven't played this. I'm enjoying this. Morning, Puka. How are we doing today? Not bad, sir. Same old, same old. How about you? Well, we're finally starting our module on the 20th century history today, so needless to say, I'm excited. Oh yeah? First World War, Nazism, I don't know how to say that word. Second World War, that stuff, you bet. I've waited all year to start this stuff. Oh man, you guys are in for a real treat. That's something else I really admire about him. He's so enthusiastic about his subject, and that enthusiasm really makes learning about history that much more enjoyable. Combined with the fact that he's fairly relaxed, especially when it comes to homework, you can really see why he's popular. Although he does have a strict side, of course, that side of him comes to light every now and again, so he isn't a pushover. And by and large, he's earned his respect of the students by striking the balance just right. I just wish that all of my teachers were just as friendly and made efforts to know their students better. Oh well. I take a seat and one of my classmates, Emmy, smiles and waves. Bouncy and energetic, she has a reputation for her skills on the track field. Even when she isn't running, she's still pretty much a ball of energy. Hi, hey, we have one of those odd friendships where we get along in class, but we don't really see each other outside of school. How are you doing, Emmy? Training was really fun today, Puka. Oh? I don't... It's weird that she has those like emerald eyes. Anyway, she's always on the hunt for new recruits to join the track team, and she has a habit of dropping some not so subtle hints. Yeah, we are always looking for new people, and I know you aren't part of any clubs, so you should really totally join us. It's funny that you mentioned that I'm not part of any clubs, actually. I think I'm gonna check out the literature club after school. I didn't really think you were the poetic type, but if you ever get bored of writing poems, you know where to find me. How many times do I have to tell you that? All right, guys, let's make a start. It's almost criminal that I've had to wait so long to teach my favorite century. All right, I'm really enjoying this. I actually am enjoying this mod so far, only because there's more characters so far, even though there's only 2 new characters. But it's the fact that it's actually involving. Oh, I just read the line, frick. Well, that's the school's lessons over. As I linger behind the classroom to gather up all my things, I hear the door open. It's Sayori. Hi, Puka. Hi again, Puka. Hey, the literature club's meeting today, right? Yeah, it is. I was just heading there now. Do you still want to come along? You betcha. Sayori seems to perk up, looking excited that I still want to come along to the club. Look at you, finally doing some extracurriculars. I mean, if you're the vice president, it can't be all that bad, right? She giggles, making me smile. Each individual club member makes it special. Everyone works hard to have fun together. Well, let's not keep them waiting. It'd be rude to show up late. I want to make a good first impression after all. I guess you're right. Come on, it's right this way and up the stairs at the end. I follow Sayori down the hallway. She seems excited, and it's nice to know that I'm making her day at least a little bit better. The stairs lead up to a section of the school that I recognize as the 3rd year's wing. Sayori leads me to a classroom and knocks on the door. Trust me, you're gonna love it. She's definitely enthusiastic about this club, that's for sure. After a seemingly long wait, the door finally slides open. A small pink-haired girl peeks out. Sayori? She peeks out further. Hey, Natsuki. Guess what? I found someone who wants to join our club. The girl, who's apparently called Natsuki, slowly turns a glare to me and narrows her eyes. She opens the door fully, and behind her I see another girl sitting at a desk, her face buried in a book. What? Hey, wait, Sayori. Sayori practically pushes Natsuki out of the way. She seems excited to introduce me to the rest of the club members. Let's go. Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you to our newest member, Puka. Sorry, Sayori, hold up. It's a bit quick to call me the new member, isn't it? I then notice a 3rd girl peeking out from behind the bookshelf in the corner of the classroom. Can it be? Is that Monica? Monica is one of the most popular girls of this school. Everyone seems to flock to her because she's smart, beautiful, athletic, you name it, she's got it. Unfortunately, this also means she's completely out of my league. She looks at me first with a stern look, but then quickly lights up, puts down the book she's holding, and rushes over. That is a new stance. Oh my gosh, it's all flooding back to me how I recognize every small, subtle change with each character because of how much I have played this game. Gosh, that is crazy. That is insane, to be honest. I know this game so much. All right. Puka, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the literature club. The girl who has her face buried in her book suddenly jolts up and looks right at me. I thought they said Monica wasn't in the game. Okay. Anyway, she quickly snaps her book shut and timidly moves to join the conversation. Oh, a new member? My name is Yuri. Yeah, yeah. Holy crap, it seems that I have somehow lucked out. Not only is Monica in this club, but also a bunch of other cute girls. Am I glad I decided to come here instead of the anime club today? But enough gawking. Puka, stop. But enough gawking, Puka. Stop staring and start talking. It's nice to meet you, Yuri. Like Sayori said, I'm Puka. I smile at her, then turn to Monica. So it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Puka. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year, so it does count. It's kind of strange to say, but having her smile at me so genuinely makes me feel a bit starstruck. The powers of a school idol. You too, Monica. So you guys run a club So you guys run a club with just the 4 of you then, huh? Sayori told me about how you were looking for new members. Well, I've actually been trying to push for more members for a while, but we haven't had any luck recently. Sayori did say, my words dry up in my mouth as Natsuki shoots a piercing glare. Okay, Natsuki. Okay. Alright. She looks upset at me, but she looks upset with me, but for what reason, I don't know. I haven't really had the chance to do much besides walk in and say hello. Sayori, you brought a boy? Oh, right, that was Natsuki. I'm sorry. Yep, he told me he wanted to join just this morning. Not sure if it's just Sayori being an airhead again, but I don't recall promising that I'd join. Great. Natsuki glowers at us, folding her arms with an irritated huff. I don't really get why, though. Sorry about Natsuki, that's just how she is. She's a little standoffish to new members. Oh, it's nothing, I don't mind. Hey, I'm right here, you know. Sorry, I don't know why I skipped that, but I've got to try and make a good impression, though. Come on, Natsuki, we need new members. If you don't feel like being nice to Puka, can you at least be nice for me, please? Jeez, you don't even have to make such a big deal out of it. Fine, if you're gonna beg, I guess I have no choice. Hooray, thanks, Natsuki. Looks like I know who the tsundere of the group is now. Ah, you're right. It's almost comical, the extent of which Natsuki fits that thrope. Well, maybe my view of the world is just clouded by anime influences, though. Oh, no, bud. No, bud. You are right. She is a tsundere. Don't worry. Guys, I've been playing a little bit of Yandere Simulator lately. It's, obviously, most of you know about the game. Anyone who doesn't, I mean, I'm sort of shocked, but also, I guess, I can't really be too shocked. But yeah, I haven't played it for a while now, but just because it's hard for me to get into, but I've been trying. Anyway, let's get this conversation back on track. How'd you come to learn about the Literature Club, Puka? I'll have to admit, I'm a bit curious about that myself. Sarah and I were walking to school when she mentioned this club to me. Since I was sort of looking for a club to join, I figured that I should check you guys out. Anyway, Sarah was really enthusiastic about the Literature Club, so Monica beams at Sarah when she hears this. I guess Sarah has done a good job at advertising for the club. I see. Well, I think this is a great place to start. After all, books can be very enticing. Yeah, it's super fun. I think the club is the only place where I've been feeling comfortable lately. Sari's face falls for a moment, but then she quickly picks herself back up. It's somewhere I can just sit and read while hanging out with friends. I think they summed up the club pretty well. After all, I started to bring together like-minded people who love literature. I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. It's so weird, because the thing is, I think I understand why they have Monica turned a little. It's because, like, usually for her, she's usually facing, like, straight forward, as though she's looking at you and not at the character. But now, because she's turned a little, now she's looking at the MC or the character and not like the actual person playing the game. I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. It's very cozy. But enough introductions. Why don't you come in and take a seat, Puka? Did you bring anything to read? No, I don't read. As much as she asked that, I realized I'm not much of a reader, much less someone who loves literature. To be honest, I haven't thought this through very well. Would joining a club that focuses on reading be the best thing for me? Oh, no, I don't really have any books on me at the moment. I just haven't seen any good titles recently. I lie through my teeth, hoping that Monica doesn't see through my facade. I obviously don't read much, but if they believe that I do, hopefully it'll help me relate to these girls. Well, we have plenty of books here. If you want to check out what we have, I'm sure you'll find something that matches your taste. Is that so? And I guess I'll head over there. Maybe something might catch my eye. I start to sweat nervously as I walk awkwardly over to the bookshelf. There looks to be a good variety of books available, ranging in genre from horror and fantasy all the way down to nonfiction. Sheepishly, I turn towards... Oh, frick. Ooh. Okay, am I gonna make a... I don't want to... Well, Natsuki likes manga. Yuri is into the horror, the psychological horror. Alright, so let's go with Natsuki. So do you have any recommendations? Oh, right, but she's not going to want to mention it. Frick. Anyway, I take a closer look at the books as I say that, and to my surprise, I notice that there's a rather extensive collection of manga on the bottom shelves. When I glance back up at the girls, I notice Natsuki staring down at the manga too. Our eyes suddenly meet, and she looks away blushing. Well, what do you like to read, huh? Honestly, I just read manga most of the time, so the collection down there caught my eye. I didn't know that manga was allowed in the classroom like this. Those were actually Natsuki's. Don't just say it like that. I just put them there while I was reorganizing the closet. Monica always messes with my collection when she goes in there, so I'm trying to make more space for them. As she says this, Natsuki shoots a look at Monica, who smiles sweetly in return. Which series do you have? I've read a lot, but I don't think I recognize many here. Most of the book's spines are vibrantly colored with big blocky letters announcing the titles. The Boss is a Maid, Rice Ball Basket, Orange High School Nightclub. I've never heard of these series in my life. That probably means they're either way out of my demographic or they're simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Alright, yeah, alright. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. I could tell just by your expression. But I'll tell you one thing, Puka. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki stomps over to the bookshelf, elbowing me out of the way, and pushes a very pink book out from a box set. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She oh my gosh, I don't know that word. Unceremoniously shoves it right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It's the first volume of a series titled Parfait Girls, and features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly mo. I don't know what mo means. Well, don't just stand there. I haven't had to make that noise forever. Natsuki, have you considered that maybe Puka might not want to read this? Excuse me? Who are you to say that Puka likes or dislikes something? I quickly break in to try and relieve some of the sudden tension. Thanks for your concern, Yuri, but I'm definitely open to trying out new things. I don't usually read this stuff, but I'm willing to give it a try. Oh, alright then. Natsuki triumphantly smirks a bit, while Yuri abashedly looks away. I guess I can't satisfy everyone. I'd have thought you spent enough time in the literature club to not judge books by the covers either, Yuri. Manga can have have just as deep of storylines as your novels can. I never said they can't. It's just... Yuri looks like she's holding herself back from saying something. Just what? Just because they have pictures in them, they're childish or something? Well, there's a reason why people say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Sometimes there are things that are best described through art. Manga blends both good art and good writing to create their fantastic stories. Plus, being able to actually see the characters helps you relate and empathize to them. Yuri thinks to herself, looking a bit perturbed. I don't know these words. I see. I just meant that manga is a bit unorthodox as a medium. Well, manga is literature too. It's obvious that the two girls have their differences. Yuri appears comparably more mature and timid, and seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Meanwhile, Natsuki seems to be a lot more forward and outspoken, and although she looks like the youngest in the club, she's clearly just as passionate about her hobbies as the others are. Anyway, this will be your homework for today, Puka. I'll let you borrow volume 1 for tonight so you can start on the next book tomorrow, but if you smudge or bend it, I'll kill you. You don't have to worry about that. I'm pretty protective of my manga too. Is it really alright if I borrow it though? I say that mostly because I really don't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you only read it here. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. but I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Okay then. The girls on the cover of the manga beam up at me, and I can't help to but shiver a bit. I guess I shouldn't underestimate what high school girls are into. Hopefully I can get away with some skimming through it. Make sure you read it thoroughly, cause I'll be squeezing you on it tomorrow. Is she a mind reader? In that case, I'll give it a shot now, actually. I want to make sure I have enough time to finish it after all. Fine, but I'll be keeping a close eye on you then. I slide into a nearby desk as the rest of the girls dissipate, moving to work on their own things. I quickly start flipping through the pages. Given that pictures take up the majority of space on the pages of the manga, it doesn't take me long to get through the beginning. As I read, I start to become more aware that Natsuki's sneaking peeks in my direction, as she seems intently focused on my face, as if to see my reactions to her manga. I clear my throat. Natsuki, did you need something? You seem to really like looking in my direction. I feel a smile creeping through as Natsuki starts to furiously blush and splutters a response. You idiot! It's not like I was looking at you or anything. I was just staring into space. Don't you have anything better to do? Yeah, of course. With that, Natsuki huffily turns away to seek refuge in the closet, where loud rummaging sounds soon follow. I guess I should keep on reading then. Nice job, Puka. You're making everyone hate you. Pathetic. Pathetic. But not really. No one hates you. Just yet, at least. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. We really will just have to see. Okay, anyway, as it turns out, Parfait Girls is just as I imagined it would be. It's basically about a bunch of friends in high school and the cutesy hijinks that you get themselves into. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. To its credits, it does manage to subvert some top anime tropes quite neatly, though. The more I read, the more I can see why it appeals to Natsuki. All that talk about appreciating the expressiveness of art, while I don't exactly read romance manga usually, the artist actually does a good job of portraying the girls as their own characters. I often find that the girls in these kind of stories are bland and unoriginal, not to mention that they often suffer from same-face syndrome too. So it's a pleasant surprise to find that the title characters are likable and unique in their own ways. Still, over time I can't help but grow a little bored though. I decide to finish it later tonight and place the novel in my bag. Looking up, I spot Sayori reading something. Might as well see what she's up to. Standing up with a stretch, I make my way over and take a seat next to her. Hey, how's it going, Sayori? What are you reading? As I sit down, I notice that she looks quite content. Nothing much, just reading some stuff for a school project. What about you? You seem really into your book. Oh yeah, it was a good read, at least as far as I can tell right now. I can't help but wish I sounded a little more enthusiastic. That's great. How are you liking the club? You're not bored, are you? She looks a little worried, her cheerful persona faltering for a moment. Where did that question come from? It's a bit early to tell how I really feel about the club. Of course not, Sayori. Sure, I haven't been here for long, but I've enjoyed meeting everyone. They've opened my eyes to new stuff. Oh, my throat. I always forget how much talking I really have to do for this. I've never been huge on reading, but I'm confident the literature club could change that. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're involved. You don't want to join a club that you have no interest in, right? I know what you mean. I think reading will grow on me in time. Actually, do you mind if I sit with you and read? She looks at me clearly surprised. I don't think she was expecting me to sit next to her, but nonetheless, she seems happy. Her smile is infectious, lifting my own spirits too. That would be great, Puka. We read for a while, which turns into talking fairly quickly. Our conversation being a continuation of our chat from the walk to school. It's nice to sit and just talk with a childhood friend. Who'd have guessed reconnecting would be so easy? I haven't felt this content for as long as I can remember. The good mood reflects on her as well, given that she seems very uplifted and bubbly. I don't know what it is about her that makes me so at ease. Well, we've been talking for a bit, haven't we? Man, I didn't even realize the time. I guess we have been talking for a while. I can see why you come to the literature club so much. There's really a welcome, at ease vibe here. It must be nice. It must be a nice change of pace after how hectic the school day can be. I was hoping you'd say that, Puka. It really is, and I'm grateful for the others as well. They really help make the club the way it is. I can't help but notice that Natsuki and Yuri seem to be very different, though. Do they argue much? She looks at me. She looks a little downcast at my question. Sometimes, yes, but thankfully it isn't often. I can sense this isn't a topic she likes discussing. Well, that's only normal, I guess. Monica seems like a great president, though. She must be very proud of this club. Just then, Monica gets up from the desk she was sitting at and faces the classroom confidently. Speak of the devil. Okay, everyone, I hope we're having a good time so far. There's a good moment of silence during which everyone seems to be glancing at me. Do they want me to respond? I'm honestly having a great time. Thanks for the warm welcome, everyone. Well, it's great to hear that. And why can I not speak? Wow. And as it turns out, Natsuki baked some cupcakes for the club too. Yeah, I know. I was just about to announce it, so let me get them. Let's go sit over there, Puka. It looks like there's room at those desks for all of us. I doodly follow Sayori over to where the rest of the girls have pulled a couple of desks together to form a table. How about I make some tea as well? Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling a bit awkward, I opt to take a seat next to Sayori. If the conversation starts to die out, I can always rely on her to save me. Meanwhile, Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wow! Whoa! They actually have the cupcake! That's sick! Wait, I wonder, what if I do this? Oh my gosh, my Photoshop skills have increased because I know how to take screenshots. Save to clipboard. I don't know where my screenshots can go to. I don't know how to get them though. Anyway, Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, and I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with a mouthful and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. If she made it all by herself, that's seriously impressive. It practically tastes professionally done to me. But then again, it's not like I have the most discerning taste palette. These cupcakes are amazing. Thank you, Natsuki. Yeah, you better thank me, because this took hard work to do. Yeah, it really seems like it did. Did you make it by yourself, or did your parents help you out? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I couldn't have done it by myself? No, it's just that it seems professionally made, so I was wondering if an actual baker helped you. Pfft, I wish my dad was a baker, but just because I don't bake for money doesn't mean that I can't be good. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I just suck at cooking myself, so I'm wowed by good cooking. I guess I should count myself lucky that I got to try your cupcakes today, eh? It's not every day that I have time to bake, so be thankful. The expression on Natsuki's face practically says, bow down before me, peasant. Are you expecting Puka to prostrate himself before you? It looks like Monica had the same thought. You can't blame Natsuki for bragging a little. It would be too if I made these. Yeah, exactly. Natsuki smiles gratefully at Sayori's save. Meanwhile, Yuri returns to the table carrying tea. Gosh. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. I mean, I meant that, you know... Don't worry about it, I believe you. Tea and reading might not be a common pastime for me, but I can at least appreciate it. Oh my gosh, they finally changed that line, and it's no longer bothersome to me. Thank you. I always hated how they worded that. I always hated it. It always bothered me every time I read it. Tea and reading might not be the stuff that I enjoy, but I can at least enjoy a good cup of tea. Something like that. I don't know. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. I'm happy that you look like you're enjoying yourself, Puka. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Oh, that reminds me, I've actually been meaning to ask you something, Monica. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather make something I personally enjoy and make something I appreciate out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet, but I guess it must be hard to start a new club since everyone's probably settled in their own activities already. You could put it that way. It can be hard to get people invested in things that are brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the cultural festival that much more important. Speaking of school events, I don't think I saw your club at the club fair at the beginning of the school year. That's because I hadn't started it yet. Oh, I guess that explains why you don't have many members yet. Yeah, we missed that opportunity to draw in the first years who hadn't found clubs yet. It's a lot harder to advertise on a person-by-person basis, and like you said, a lot of people already have other extracurriculars by now. But even so, I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. By the way, I know that everyone here likes reading, but do you guys write as well? Actually, we haven't really done any writing together, funnily enough. Do you guys just read and discuss books then? You could say that. It sounds more like a normal book club than a literature club. Huh. To be honest, I was kind of expecting you all to do stuff like write poetry together. No, don't, you're giving them ideas. No, Puka, don't, I don't want to write, please. At the word poetry, Natsuki jolts back a bit. And do you not like poetry, Natsuki? What? I don't really have an opinion on it, I guess. Oh, really? With a sly smile, Monica gets up, rummages through her book bag, and returns with a loose notebook page in her hands. Bro, I'm liking this new version of this song. You get the little snare drum in there? Ooh, I like it. With a sly smile, Monica, yeah, I already said that. I happen to hear a poem called, Hey, where'd you get that? Natsuki springs up and snatches the paper out of Monica's grasp. Don't worry, I didn't steal it from your bag or anything. You dropped it on the way out the other day. I was going to return it, but I couldn't help teasing you a bit before I did that. Well, I'd appreciate it if you kept your nosy nose out of my private work. Duly noted, and sorry, I just couldn't help but glancing over your poem when I picked it up. Your writing style is really cute, Natsuki. Your cupcakes are your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sari sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands over her shoulders. I'm not cute. There's nothing to be ashamed of. So, do you write your own poems, Natsuki? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I just think it's pretty neat. Why don't you share them with the club sometime? Not if everyone's just gonna call them cute. Like Sayori said, there's nothing wrong with being cute, you know. You wouldn't get it. There's nothing worse than trying to get honest feedback from someone and just having them say it's cute. Scorn drips from the word cute. I guess I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, no one does. It's super annoying, you know. Actually, I believe I understand how Natsuki feels. And Natsuki looked surprised at Yuri's sudden interjection. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. And when that's all dismissed with a single remark, well, suffice to say, it can greatly discourage you from putting your work out there again. It sounds like both you and Natsuki have writing experiences in common, Yuri. Maybe. Although, I didn't mean to speak for Natsuki. Geez, it's fine. I pretty much agree with what you said, so a brief moment of silence falls upon us as we all reflect on the conversation. This just gives me an idea, everyone. No! No, please. We all look quizzically at Monica, who smiles knowingly back at us. If we have members who are looking for a legitimate criticism of their poetry, how about we do that here? I'm sure we can all trust each other to be respectful, and I think it'd be a fun activity for us. I don't know if I feel comfortable sharing my old poetry. I didn't write it to be read to the public, so... Yeah, same here. That's fine, we can all just go home and write new poems to bring tomorrow. I was going to suggest that anyway, since I don't think the rest of us have poetry ready to share yet. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I think learning about poetry would be really fun. And now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Puka? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. The Literature Club has been very welcoming so far, at least the initial introductions were made. And although I'll have to start writing poems, it seems like a fair price to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. I had my doubts at first, but given how friendly and welcoming these girls are, I don't really see the reason why I shouldn't join the club. Yep, I'll be looking forward to becoming better friends with you all. And that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thank you, Monica. Oh, I didn't have to try to set them up for disappointment and then hit them with that. I'm kidding, I'm joining. And they were like, yes, I'm so happy you're joining us. Sarah wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, thanks for playing along. She whispers this as the last remark in my ear, so she was aware that I never agreed to join in the beginning. That sneaky girl. Although Sayori is the most enthusiastic, all the girls' eyes are lit up in happiness. I would have been super mad if you just left after eating my cupcakes. I'm very glad that you're staying as well. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Don't forget tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to next meeting so that we can all hold discussions. Gosh, so much talking. I forgot how long, and then I'm actually making a video out of this, so that means I have to, because I did that cut, I have to put it together, and then I have to do all that stuff, and then, Monica looks over at me once more. Puka, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, can I really impress Monica with my mediocre writing and reading skills? Something tells me no. Jeez, I can already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Oh well, it's not like Monica's going to be as harsh as an actual literature teacher though, right? Meanwhile, the others continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Sayori, since we are already here, do you want to walk home together? Given that she introduced me to all these amazing people, it's the least I can do for her. Sure, let's go home. With that, the two of us wave goodbyes and to the others and make our way home. Whew. On the way back, we discuss the events of the day, focusing particularly on each club member. As we do, my mind wanders between them all. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. I'm excited to hang out with everyone from now on. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of them. Alright, I'll just need to... Oh, my nose. It happens every time. It's like snot builds up in my throat, and it's really annoying. I'll just need to make the most of any circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Whoa. Is this going over? Oh, that's sick. That's sick. That's sick. I love that. I don't like this anymore. Alright. Well, I guess I still have to do this part. So... who are we going for? Do I like Sayori? Do I like Natsuki? Do I like Yuri? I like Sayori the best, but I sort of forget what she likes. She likes happiness. No, that's cute. Heartbeat, raindrops. Nope. Okay. Hair, candy. Nope. Pain, cage, chocolate, family. Okay. Universe, starscape, bubbles. No. Dazzle, judgment, disaster, rose. Okay, comfort, fear, broken, skipping, landscape, fun. Okay, there we go. I got imagination. No, okay, fireworks. All right, dance. All right, there we go. Loud. There we go. There we go. No. Ooh, now we're getting it. Now we're on. Oh my God, Lily. Email. Why is that a word? Desire, Parfait, Anime, Clouds. No! Lazy. There we go. Calm, Peace, Time, Shiny, Wrath, Crimson, Secretive. Fickle, Smile. There we go. Pink, Sugar, Defeat. Lone, Sugar, Lucky. There we go. Let's go. Alright. No. We're done. We're done. So, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna save the game. Alright. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button, alright? I want to see some support on this so I can continue playing it, even though I'll continue playing it anyway. But I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video, or either on PukaTuka at Twitch or the next video I upload on here. But yeah, you guys have a great day. This should be uploaded on the 15th of December at 10:30 a.m. But yeah, that's all there is to it, folks.